everybody, it's Jamie from No Getting Off This Train, and if you're looking for some new air fryer recipes, look no further because I've got 4 easy and delicious ones for you to try next week. I can't remember if it was last Christmas or maybe 2 Christmases ago, but I got my air fryer as a gift. And to be honest with you, I didn't use it all that much for a little while until I really started looking at recipes and finding out like how amazing it really was. And it probably wasn't even until that summer when I was like, holy cow, I can use this thing and it does not heat up my house like my oven would. Of course, you can use it in the wintertime as well as the summertime, but it's really good for keeping your house cool when the weather is hot outside. These 4 recipes are easy and healthy, things that I would feed my family every single week if I could. To be honest with you, I did have 5. I really wanted to make French toast sticks in the air fryer. But when I tried, now I did like 2 different batches of it, okay? The first time I forgot to grease the bottom of it, so they stuck to the bottom. And even after the 8 minutes of cooking time, you still couldn't pull them up and it just left a big mess on the bottom. And then even after like putting oil on the bottom the second time, they still messed up and wouldn't cook all the way. So that was kind of a failure. Have any of you tried making French toast sticks in the air fryer? If so, let me know your best tips because I would like to hear it. Anyway, out of the 4 recipes that worked, let me show you one by one what they are and how to make them. This first recipe is air fryer sausage and potatoes, which is pretty much like a 1-pan dinner. I started off with 1.5 pounds of yellow potatoes, but you could use whatever potatoes you want. I also sliced up a yellow onion and put that into a large bowl with the potatoes. Now you could either slice them like I did, or you can dice them up into smaller pieces if you like them smaller. Then I put about a tablespoon, maybe a little bit more of olive oil on top. Then I put a bunch of seasonings in it, like garlic powder, seasoned salt, and pepper. And then I mix that around. And you see, I'm not putting in the sausage yet. I'll be adding that later. So I wanted to add carrots to this too, but I wasn't sure if carrots would fit in the air fryer along with everything else, so I just roasted them in the oven. Turns out there probably would have been enough room, but I wanted to be careful. After that, I put the mixture of the potatoes and onions inside the air fryer basket. Now because I put oil on the vegetables, I didn't like oil or grease the bottom of the air fryer basket, and it turned out to work out okay. I set it for 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. Now at this time, while it was cooking, I sliced up my sausages. Now I used andouille turkey sausage, but you could use whatever you like, whether you like the beef sausage or chicken sausage, it doesn't really matter. And then I sliced mine into rounds, but you could easily like slice them into quarters or half pieces or whatever you want to do. But I waited until about 5 minutes before the air fryer went off, and then I added the sausage because really it's already cooked. All I was doing was heating it up a little bit. Now, I actually made some rice to go with this as well for a little bit of extra carbs. You certainly don't need to do it, but we needed a little something extra. So we had the sausage and potatoes, the carrots, and then rice that I cooked with some salt and pepper. Putting it all on the plate, oh my gosh, it is a ton of food. So you really don't need the rice if you don't eat a whole lot of food. But it was definitely an amazing meal to have on a cooler, almost fall evening. My next recipe is air fryer fajitas. I'm starting off by making some Spanish rice. So in my rice cooker, I added about a cup of rice, of uncooked rice, and then a can of diced tomatoes, which I think is the magic key. I added some cumin, salt and pepper, and then some extra water and put it in my rice cooker. And I just kind of let it sit there and let it cook. Next up, I sliced 3 bell peppers. Now I used the multicolor blend. If you prefer green bell peppers, that's fine too. Now, to be honest with you, I wanted to make these chicken fajitas, but when I looked in my freezer, I didn't have any boneless chicken breast. I just had the one with the bone in, which was a problem for this. So I pivoted and decided to make these veggie fajitas, and I was going to add some black beans to them. I'll show you that here in a minute. After I sliced up the bell peppers, I sliced up onions. Again, just like the last recipe, you can keep them sliced like this, or you can dice them up smaller if you like them that way. And once again, I added more olive oil, and I also added some taco seasoning, and then salt and pepper. Feel free to add whatever kind of spices you want. I love the olive oil. As you can see, I keep using a lot of it. It's because it's full of good unsaturated fat, which has been shown to help lower cholesterol, and we're doing that in our household right now. After that, I dumped everything into the air fryer, except for the beans, once again, and then I set this at 350 for 15 minutes. Vegetables like this don't really take a whole lot of time to cook. And then again, 5 minutes before they were finished, I drained and rinsed a can of black beans and then added that in. Again, because the beans were already cooked and soft, I wasn't sure what it would do to put it in for the whole 15, so I decided the last 5 minutes was pretty good. When the Spanish rice is done, you can see all the tomatoes like float to the top. Not a huge deal, give it a good stir and it is all good to go. Mine actually probably needed a little bit more salt. I usually cook it in vegetable broth, but I didn't have any this time. But after the fajita vegetables are done, like that's it. Just pour it on your favorite tortilla shells. I added queso fresco to mine, but you could easily add avocado or guacamole, other kind of cheese. Put some salsa on it, and then the Spanish rice. This actually made a good amount of food. I kind of wish I had the chicken to go on it too, but for veggie fajitas, this actually turned out really good. This next one is more like a side item. This is air fryer broccoli. I love roasting vegetables in the air fryer. Again, I took 2 big heads of broccoli and I kind of pull them apart into smaller pieces. They tend to roast easier that way. And then again, I put olive oil and I sprinkled some garlic powder and salt and pepper on them. Now you have to be kind of careful when roasting vegetables in the air fryer because they tend to burn pretty easily. I put mine in there at 400 degrees and I started with 15 minutes just to see how they would go. And I pull them out every like 5 minutes or so and give it a good shake. As you can see, it's starting to brown a little bit on top, which is what you want, but you don't want it to be like totally brown and burnt, which is what happens when I put it in for the full 15 minutes. So I think this was about 12 or 13 minutes and it turned out really good. I served this with some chicken sausage and zucchini pesto pasta, which I'll have a recipe on my blog for that here in the next week or so. I'll be sure to announce that when it is out. But it was really good. I love, seriously, roasting vegetables in the air fryer is the easiest. And my last recipe is meatballs. I love making these meatballs. You don't even need like eggs or breadcrumbs or anything. You just need your food processor. I put in one onion, some bunch of seasonings, and then some soy sauce. I used ground turkey, but again, you can use ground beef or ground chicken. Mine was still partially frozen, which is why I'm having a little bit of a hard time with it. Definitely make sure to get out your meat the night before and give it a good amount of time to thaw. But seriously, put it all in the food processor, and I pulsed it for a few minutes until it was all mixed through. After that, I greased the bottom of the air fryer this time. And I used a cookie scoop, and at first I was only using like 1 scoop per meatball, and then I realized I was running out of room, so I ended up doubling them up and made them a lot bigger. Still turns out I didn't have enough space, so I had to do it in 2 batches, but I put them in for 350 degrees for 15 minutes. I didn't pull it out or shake it or anything. It turned out really good actually. When they're done, they'll turn out pretty brown on top, which was really good. I also made some roasted broccoli and potatoes in the oven to go as side items with it. This was actually the one I was supposed to make live for you all, but wasn't able to do it, but I'm glad I was able to record it for you all. I put it all in meal prep containers because I wasn't going to eat them until later on. But these turned out super good. The honey made them just a tiny bit sweet, and the Dijon mustard made it turn out really awesome. I'm gonna leave an affiliate link down below of the air fryer that I use. I have had no problems with it. It's super easy to use, and the basket itself is really big, enough to make the dinner for the 3 of us and still have some leftovers the next day. Leave me a comment and tell me, what is your favorite air fryer recipe? I'm looking to expand my horizons as well and look for new things to try with it. And if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and do so right now and like this video and ring that bell, and that way you'll be notified when more videos like this come out, as well as my other grocery hauls, recipes, and meal planning tips. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you later. Did you know I offer one-on-one nutrition coaching? Whether your goal is to lose weight, eat healthier, or just want to know how to get started, I can help. You can schedule a free weight loss discovery call by using the link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait to chat with you.